Like, wow, everybody. Welcome back to Slayer Talk. Slayer Talk. And now your hosts, Mark and Carol. Well, hello, Zombie Shaggy.
Went
Thanks
a little long there, didn't we?
Yeah. I'm thinking that, like, maybe someday we should do a new theme song, a different theme song.
Sure.
One that I don't have to do the voiceover of every single time. But welcome back to Slayer Talk, everyone. My name is Mark. With me, as always, is my fiance, Carol. Hey, how you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It's October 20th, 1998. And we watched this episode, Beauty and the Beasts.
It was a beastly episode.
Yeah. There was a candlestick in the episode. It was weird.
Right?
Be our guest, put our service to the test. Tie your napkin around your neck, Shelly, and we... Go ahead. What'd you think of this episode?
Well, it was depressing as fuck,
Beauty
honestly.
and the Beasts.
Don't you think?
It's a very not at all shaded allegory for domestic violence. So, yeah, it was pretty depressing in that category.
Right.
I mean, the guy. So it's it's a twist, I guess, but the monster in this episode is a monster, a guy that's. So it's a couple, all right?
Wow.
It's a guy and a girl, and the guy is being abusive to the girl.
Well, we don't know that right away.
That's what I'm saying. It's a twist, so I'm jumping ahead. But he's a monster in the fact that, I don't know, his veins get a little bit bigger, but he's a monster in the way that all domestic abusers are monsters.
Sure, but he's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah. You know what's funny about that, too, is that book is a twist.
How so?
That's a mystery. It's such a well-known book at this point that people don't realize it, but if you read the book, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, it's a mystery. You don't know until the end of the book that Mr. Hyde is Dr. Jekyll.
Okay.
That they're the same person. It's just this violence is happening throughout London, and because a chapter will be about like Dr. Jekyll, a chapter will take place from the point of view of Mr. Hyde, and you don't realize they're the same person until basically the end of the book.
Well, that would be that's definitely a spoiler. Like, you know, like
but it's such a well-known spoiler,
right? For sure,
that no one can really read the book anymore and be
surprised.
Yeah, be surprised by that.
Sure, but
it starts out with Wolf Boy.
Does it?
Oh, yeah, with
Oz, yeah.
Sethy Green.
So they're locking him in a cage because it's the full moon, and this is what they do with him every month for 3 nights?
3 days. It's like having his period.
I wish.
You wish you turned into a wolf?
I wish my period only lasted 3 days.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, I have heard that there are some women that are that blessed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I didn't realize the full moon lasted 3 days, though.
It doesn't. So the almost full moon, remember from the episode that he turned into a werewolf? Mm-hmm. This is where they came up with this lore that it was 3 days. The day before the full moon, the day of the full moon, the day after the full moon. Those are the 3 days that he turns into a werewolf. And he's like mostly werewolf and not like entirely vicious. The first day, he is complete werewolf, and it's like his most dangerous on the actual full moon, and then the other day is again like not 100% werewolf and not quite as dangerous.
Interesting. So I'm assuming it was the actual full moon when they were afraid something happened.
No, I think it was the last day.
No, because they were talking about it. the last day.
Oh, okay, maybe. Sure.
So, but yeah, so it starts out talking about like monsters and it was like the Call of the Wild.
Yeah.
Willow was reading from the Call of the Wild.
Well,
and,
the thing is so it was Buffy was reading it first.
okay.
It was Buffy's voiceover first, and then it switches to Willow because Willow's the one that actually is reading it, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But I mean, I guess they just wanted more. They wanted to give more lines to Sarah Michelle Gellar. I guess because it's the show's called Buffy the Vampire Slayer, not Willow the wannabe witch or whatever. You know.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think maybe Sarah Michelle Gellar does a better dramatic voice.
I guess.
But yeah, so it's kind of funny though because she's reading the Oz and she's reading about a bunny,
And then he starts going nuts.
and she's telling, was it
Xander
comes in, she's like, he likes the story, but you know he gets too excited when you talk about the bunnies.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so then Xander falls asleep.
Yeah.
So in the morning, it's no big deal at first because whatever, nobody knows, but apparently the window got left open.
And he's still there.
Yeah.
But somebody winds up dead.
Right. So then they're concerned that it might have been Oz that killed the person because
Right.
they were definitely mauled.
Correct.
And Willow breaks in.
And it's somebody that Seth Green knows. The actor, Seth Green.
Oh.
No, it's somebody that Oz knows.
But Willow breaks into the morgue to...
He mentions that it's somebody that goes to their school and he knows him.
Yeah.
He's like, I knew that dude. We hung out.
Yeah. So Willow breaks into the morgue
Hello.
and is trying to basically do her own little autopsy
Yeah.
to figure
With
out...
Faith. I think Faith's there too.
No.
Okay.
No, it was Xander.
Is Faith watching Oz at that point
Yes.
then? Okay.
Xander was there, and then Cordelia was there. It was Willow, then Xander, then Cordelia.
Yeah.
And it was kind of weird because it's like at first I don't think Willow knew anybody else was there. But Xander walks up and then Cordelia comes up as though like it's news that she's there, but it sounds like her and Xander were there together, but it's like what the fuck was she doing for the last 5 minutes? I don't know. It was a weird scene.
It was a weird scene.
And then Willow determines that it could have been a werewolf and passes the fuck out.
Yeah.
So
It could have been a werewolf, but it's not 100%.
no, it's just, claws and stuff. Mm-hmm. Which, like, they already knew. I don't really know what she thought she was going to get from this.
While she's examining the body, Buffy is out patrolling, trying to see if she can find who else is there. And yeah, Faith's watching Oz to make sure that Oz doesn't escape. And she runs into somebody.
Yeah, a monster in his own right. Angel.
Yeah.
Big surprise. We already saw him come back last time, though, didn't we?
Yeah, at the end of the episode, we saw Angle drop.
Yeah, he comes running up and attacks her, and he's, like, growling.
I thought you were going to say Vern comes running up in a taxi. Do you need to get somewhere, Buffy?
But he does. He seems, like, feral, almost.
Yeah.
And Buffy manages to knock him out, which, like, I don't think makes a lot of sense.
Well, she's strong.
Yeah, but I didn't think that a vampire would get knocked out. Like, their brain's not working anyway.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, why did fucking Spike get paralyzed by a piano falling out?
Right?
Like he was a cartoon.
Yeah, it's weird. They play fast and loose with the rules.
They absolutely do.
But yeah, so she knocks him out and then uses her superhuman strength to, like, drag him back to the place where she killed him.
I think that's what it is, yeah.
Well, it's definitely the same place, and it's the place he came back to.
Okay.
But I'm not
chains him up.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the place is.
It's like a church or something, I don't know.
Mausoleum, maybe.
Sure.
But yeah, so she chains him up, and it's awful. Like, he can't even sit comfortably. He can't sit all the way down on the floor. He's, like, hunched over.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
It makes me mad. Like, she shouldn't have done that.
Not a way to treat an ex-boyfriend.
No, not a way to treat anybody. But she just sits there and stares at him forever. Well, and then that same night, though, she goes and relieves Faith. So she just leaves him there.
Because she wants to read from the sacred texts. about, I don't know,
where he was and all that stuff.
and if he could come back and all that other stuff.
And then Giles finds her in the morning. Now, mind you, let's back up for a second. When Xander admits to everybody that he fell asleep while watching Oz, they're all like, "Oh, how could you? That's so terrible. Oh, my God.
That's a really good movie. How could you fall asleep watching it?"
And this morning, Giles walks in and finds Buffy passed out over these books. Doesn't say boo. No issue at all.
Yeah.
The fuck?
She's the golden child or whatever.
I guess.
Eddie Murphy's the guy he's got to protect.
Eddie Murphy?
Never seen the movie The Golden Child?
No.
Okay. With Sardom Numsi?
I don't know who that is. And then Willow comes in with donuts and starts talking about, like, comparing...
cock sizes?
No. But, like, whether or not it could have been a werewolf or, you know, a vampire, or, I don't know. And then she's like, at least this time it's not your boyfriend who's the cold-blooded, oh, hi, Oz. Like, he just walks up. Like, that was not cool.
No, agreed. She has to know he's there.
Right. Like, watch.
It's not a mystery, Willow.
Yeah, watch yourself, lady.
Watch out!
So he's feeling pretty bad. He's pretty sure he killed somebody. His girlfriend's talking shit about him. It's not cool.
They still don't give Seth Green enough to do, though.
No.
Based on his role in Can't Hardly Wait. He could be a lot funnier.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. He did really well in that movie. I don't know. There's so much going on in this episode, though. Like, so then we're talking about, you know, this domestic violence situation. So the actual monster who's doing the killings is a high school student who started taking some potions.
Yeah, it's a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde story.
Right. And why he says he did it for his girlfriend.
He didn't want his girlfriend to leave him. He wasn't macho enough for her, manly enough for her, or something like that. Like, she was going to leave him. She didn't like how sensitive he was or something like that.
Something.
So he decided to make a potion that I guess distills all of macho-ness into a drink.
And it's like this neon green like shit that looks like something the Hulk would drink. And
exactly.
He kind of reminds me of the Hulk too.
So, yeah. And they labeled it Miller High Life.
But yeah, so they go make out in a utility closet and he's like, I don't even need this stuff anymore. I just need you because you make me so mad.
Right.
And like he like hulks out basically. Mm-hmm. And starts beating the shit out of his girlfriend.
Yeah.
He's like, you know you shouldn't make me mad.
Yeah.
You know this is
it's
what
your
happens.
Fault.
Right. Ugh.
Yep, exactly. Meanwhile, by the way, Buffy is seeing a therapist.
What?
Or the guidance counselor, I think it is.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The smoking guidance counselor.
Yeah.
Like it's the fucking X-Files or something like that.
So, yeah, she is talking to this dude. Was he the guy? I don't know why, but I was thinking he was like the new principal or something. But
no, there is no new principal.
I was hoping.
The orc is still the principal. So.
Yeah. Yeah, she's talking around her problems, of course.
Yeah, she's not going to say, I'm a vampire slayer. And that is the root of most of my problems.
But she goes to talk to him, and she's like, now don't turn around. Don't say anything. Just let me talk.
What? You're jumping ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm establishing the fact that this character exists.
Okay.
And now you want to go right into the second scene, that the only other scene that he's in.
I'm
he's
sorry.
in 2 scenes.
Go ahead and talk more.
It is then later established that the girlfriend is also going to see this guy. Because they all eat lunch together for some reason. Buffy, her new boyfriend, that weird dude, and this couple.
Yeah.
That he's been friends with for a long time or whatever.
Since they were in like elementary school or something, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so they established that she's like, yeah, he's weird. And Buffy's like, I thought he was nice, though.
Yeah. So, yeah, apparently that's what he was mad about, was that she was seeing a therapist. He thinks she's cheating on him.
Well, yeah, kind of. Like, he's like, you only need to come to me for your problems or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm the only one you've got.
then Buffy goes to see the therapist. And it turns out, like you said, it's very telegraphed because she's like, don't turn around, I just need to talk. And like she talks about her boyfriend who's come back, or whatever. And she's like, my boyfriend's back and you're gonna be in trouble. And he is in trouble because his face is ripped off.
Yeah, she finally notices that the cigarette in his hand is all ash because it's burnt down.
Yeah.
He must have died very quickly.
Yeah, while smoking.
They mentioned that he didn't even have time to drop his cigarette.
But they're all happy because it's a daytime murder.
Yeah.
Which means it's impossible that it's Oz.
Yeah. So, yay that. It means it's impossible that it's Angel, who I actually had thought it might have been also.
Yeah, and, well, they don't know about Angel, though.
No, Buffy
because
does.
When Giles talks to her, he's like, oh, you're reading this stuff. I didn't even think you'd be interested in this stuff. And she was like, she talks to him about Angel, and she's like, I had a dream that Angel returned. And he's like, yeah, that makes sense that you would. And they start talking about that, and she says, what do you think it'd be like? Is it possible he would return? If he could, what would it be like?
Now, can I just say really quick before you say what Giles said here? He did a really shitty job because, he shouldn't have said any of what he said because he thinks we're talking a hypothetical situation.
Yeah, he can't know.
But he thinks it's hypothetical. And he's like, oh, well, what I know of this dimension is it's a torture world and, he'd be in eternal torment and time is different there. So he's telling us what happened. But at the same time, it's like he's traumatizing her over a hypothetical, hey, right. What if?
It sounds like a lot like the place she went to, that she kicked all her asses. In that one episode when she was Debbie or whatever her name was. What was her name? Anne.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it could be.
Because time moved different there, too.
But it wasn't, I don't know, it sounded worse, like where Angel went.
Oh, yeah, it definitely sounded worse. Maybe vampires have their own special one.
Maybe. But yeah, so basically he's been in hell being tormented and tortured, and Giles said he probably would have very little semblance of himself.
It would take an extraordinary kind of man to come back and to want to be good again.
Yeah. So in the meantime, Angel breaks out of this chains that she put him in, because the chains were strong enough. She has it through some bar that's very weak and old, and it's like, that was kind of stupid, Buff.
Yeah.
So he yanks that out, but he still has the chains.
Right.
And he ends up saving her ass because she goes and fights the monster dude.
Yeah, they find out. I mean, they basically just, they make some leaps of logic that just happen to be exactly right, almost like they read the script.
Right.
And because they're like, what do these two victims have in common? That girl knew the both of them.
And they both.
Oz is like, and she had a fresh black eye today.
Oh yeah, yep.
Which she lied about and said she hit her head or hit her face on a doorknob or something like that.
Why would anybody ever believe that?
So it's one of the lies that they tell, though.
It's just funny because in the book I'm reading, somebody used the same excuse. It's like, but it's stupid.
Yeah. But anyway, so they realize they're like, oh, maybe she could be doing the killing, and they were like, no, he died so fast it couldn't have been a defensive wound. What about her boyfriend? Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe it's him. And then they start talking to her, and she's like, okay, yeah, he's a monster, but he loves me. And then that's when it really devolves into just like, this is just domestic abuse.
Well, yeah.
Buffy's literally hunting down a domestic abuser.
Well, yeah, because the girl's like just rocking back and forth, like, he loves me, though. He really loves me. And yeah. So, yeah, Buffy's fighting with this guy and almost like losing because he's really strong.
Yeah.
Angel comes up and just chokes him out and kills him with his chains.
Don't know how he found her or anything, but just bursts in exactly where he needs to be.
Yeah.
And yeah, kills him with his chains.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid.
And he's like, Buffy.
And he falls down on his knees and holds on to her, like.
Yeah, right into her crotch area. Buries his face.
But it looks like he's, it's like almost like he's begging for forgiveness.
Yeah.
Which
it's the penitent pose.
she should be begging for forgiveness.
Yeah, you would think so.
But I mean, I guess prior to that, he was really awful to her. So they both have some things to be sorry about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, it means a lot though that he is able to, be him or whatever.
To say her name.
Yeah. And not kill her.
Yeah.
He really seemed like he was going to kill her at first, so.
When she first encountered him, yeah.
Like, what changed? I mean, she literally just chained him up. What?
Probably reminded him of her.
Huh?
She's into bondage.
Oh, ha ha ha. But yeah, it just, I don't know. I don't love this episode. A lot of it seemed pretty forced.
I kind of like Faith.
Yeah.
She's barely in this episode, so
yeah,
I'd like to see more of her, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think she's a really interesting character, and episodes with Faith seem better.
There's a lot of periphery characters that we have to get involved with. The therapist, this couple, you know what I mean? Where it's like we have to really like meet them and establish them. It takes away a lot of time from like Cordelia, or like Cordelia, Xander, Faith, Giles. Like they get kind of short shrift.
Yeah, maybe next episode will be more about our main group.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that's the episode for the week.
All right, so you can write us at latefee1994aol.com. Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com and share the tapes with your friends.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.